and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with a Kick. I am Zander, and that is Kegan. And we are back with our EPL 23-24 season predictions.
Ready for it. Excited.
As well as the first weekend of action, match day one action. We'll get to that a little bit later in the episode, but we're going to start off from the top with our big predictions for the year. Our top four and bottom three at the end of the season. So who's going down and who's going automatically to the Champions League. Apparently there's all sorts of ways to get into the Champions League now, aside from just being good in your domestic league. But we're just going to go top four on this.
Yeah, top four. Keep it simple. Keep it sweet. The teams that matter.
I say we start off with bottom three because I feel like we can do those with a little bit less contention than we can top four. So we've got already on the chopping block. We got the people who just came up. So Luton Town, I'm looking at you. It's your first time in the Premier League. What do you think? Do you think they can stay up?
I like the story. I think they might stay up. I think if any team gets relegated, that's a newcomer. I think it'll be Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, very possibly. I am going to go ahead and just say that I know we just got a new coach. Okay, I know we just stole AFC. I think it was Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth's head coach. My Wolves, but I don't know if we can replicate less than one goal a game and still stay up.
Yeah, there's no.
You can't do it. You're going to have to find your offensive production somewhere. And this offseason, like the signings, I don't think were good enough for my Wolves in order to stay up. I mean, so I think that we've definitely got a shot to be in the bottom three. It's going to be one of my slots is going to go for my Wolves just because I'm so disappointed in their current performance.
Yeah, I would put Sheffield United at my 20 spot. I think they'll be 20th.
Sheffield United in your 20th. It's going to come down to this guy, this Matthias Cunha from Atletico. We'll see if he is able to produce. I mean, we spent 43 million pounds on him. So
yeah.
But he's got to acclimate. It's rough in the EPL. It's a much more aggressive league than the Spanish league. So I don't know that he'll be able to do that. So I'm going to put him. If we're going to start from the bottom, I won't put them at 20. I'll put them at 18. In 20th, boy, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, Wolves also lost a couple of pretty key pieces too. Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Chasing the oil. Raul Jimenez, their leading guy.
Connor Cody, we lost our captain. So it's a lot of turnover for the Wolves. So it'll be interesting because it's a lot of turnover. So it's going to be a lot of new starters and a new coach. So we'll see if they can pull it together. But my bottom is going to be Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest, I don't know how they ended up surviving last season. They were so bad for so long last season. It's incredible that they were able to save it.
Their coach is a dog.
He's a dog? He's just a
dog.
And so they're 20 for me. And then I think that Bournemouth also is going to go down. We took their coach, and they were also very bad for most of the season last year. I mean, they really tried to get relegated. They lost 4 of their last 4 matches last season.
They did not want their owners to stay in the Premier League. They didn't want to do it. But there were just worse teams.
Somehow, Leeds United. I'm so sad that they went down. America FC. But you can't lose that many matches and go down and stay up. Losing 21 matches, only winning 7 over the course of a season.
Yeah, it didn't work out for him.
Did not work out.
No.
But so that's my bottom three. I've got in 20, I got Nottingham Forest, 19 Bournemouth, and I'm going to stick with my Wolves at 18, just so that I can be pleasantly surprised when they finish middle of the table.
Yeah.
But you said that you had, which of the teams that you had?
Sheffield United, they're 20 for me. 20. I think Brentford is going to be 19.
Mm-hmm. The Bees.
And I think I'm going to go a shocking team. I'm going to go Everton at 18.
Whoa, Everton. That would be big. How long have they been up in the Prem?
They're one of the originals.
They've been up the whole time, so this will be the first season not in the Premier League?
I think so. I mean, last year they flirted with it, and they barely scraped by, Definitely. Too.
I mean, I was talking about Leeds only winning seven matches. Everton only won 8 matches last season.
That's and they released quite a bit of people that were starters. They only brought in Ashley Young, which who knows how important that's going to be. And they loaned a guy in, so I don't see them doing too hot.
Yeah, they only spent £2.5 million for a purchase, and that was from Luton Town for Marvelous Nakamba. I'm sure I got that name exactly right.
I'd say you probably did.
I mean, at least
hope he works
put
out.
Some work into it. Oh, sorry, that was Aston Villa. Maybe I should look at the right team. That might work better. They didn't spend any money getting anybody. They got a free transfer in Arnaud Danjuma on a loan from Villarreal.
Which he's good. He used to be a pretty big Bournemouth guy, and then Villarreal bought him. So he's good, but I don't know if...
Yeah, but looking at it, it looks like they're just cashing out, literally, because they've sold what, almost $50 million worth of players this offseason. Didn't pay any money for anybody. So that does not. I mean, there's still some time left. They've still got till September 1st to buy somebody, but all the big moves are done by now.
Yeah, it doesn't look pretty for them, unfortunately.
All right, so that was your 18. That was your 19. Who do you got at 18? The last spot.
So Everton, I had Brentford at 19.
Oh, that's right.
Everton at 18. I think Everton and Wolves will kind of fight it out. Mm-hmm. But I have faith in your Wolves.
Well, that makes one of us. All right. So that's bottom 3. I don't have it written down. So I've got Wolves and those teams going out. Let's go up to the top of the table for the 4 at the top. Does Newcastle repeat? That's the big question. Personally, I don't think so.
I had to go through my top 4, starting at number 4. I think my 4th team... I think my 4th team would be Aston Villa.
Really?
I think Unai Emery... I mean, they killed it in the second half of the season last year, and I think they haven't lost a lot, and I think they've gotten stronger. So I'd put them at 4. At 3, I think I'd put Liverpool. At 2, I think I would put Newcastle.
Really? You think they keep up the trend?
I think so. I think they're fit to sustain what they're doing based on the players they have.
I mean, it's a little bit of an American football colloquialism, but defense travels. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they only allowed 33 goals across the whole season last year.
And I think most of those goals were against big teams. So if they could play a little better against the big teams, some more experience will help them.
And then who do you have at number 1?
Yeah, I think we know which team. I'm going Manchester City. Bigger win than last year. I'm thinking 15 plus points.
15. Oh boy, definitely mind the gap for this season then, huh?
Yeah, everyone else can go ahead and just give up.
I mean, it's hard not to say City because I don't think that any of the other big teams made huge swings at it. Not enough to make that much of a difference. I mean, United got Mason Mount, like cool, whatever. Chelsea, I don't think is relevant.
No, not this season.
Not this season. Liverpool, I'm going to predict that they can Jurgen Klopp this season. I think he was almost gone last season because, I mean, they managed to get up to 5th, but they were down mid-table for most of the season. They were not good.
Yeah, they were winless, I think, for 7 or 8 straight games.
Yeah, so I think that he gets canned halfway through season. Mostly it's just because I don't like him. I don't know why.
Wow.
It's one of those things. I never liked.
Contract.
Huh?
This is the last year of his contract. Very
convenient for them then. Although then they may just keep him and not renew his contract because I'm sure there's some sort of payout that he has to do that they have to pay if he terminated early. But for my 4, and who was your 3? Who was yours in 3rd? I cannot recall.
3rd was Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah, so definitely different on our end here. I mean, just thinking about it here, I gotta go City 1. I think City are just too good. They didn't lose anybody of importance really this offseason.
I mean, Gundogan was pretty big loss.
He had a very good season, and he's quite versatile for City. He's played all over the place, but that's one player. Now, what do you think about Gvardiol that you guys signed? Your quote-unquote big signing this offseason.
I think, as Pep Guardiola called him, he's the revolutionary center back. He's got the feet of a midfielder. He's got the rock wall of Puyol. I think he'll adjust in 6 months. It'll be him and Diaz at the back. It'll be great.
Yeah, so I got City 1. I'm going to go with a really good season from Tottenham. Tottenham 2, yeah. I think it's a big gap, but I think that Tottenham puts one. They're going to put one together where they're doing very well coming out of the winter break, and then they just fade away at the end of the season, and it's just City all the way. When it's Spurs are going to do it, and then just they pull a Tottenham and they just kind of they're gone. For 3, I'm going to go with Chelsea. Why?
Really? Wow.
Why? I don't know. I feel like they'll turn it around for no reason. There's no good reason for it. Mainly because I haven't seen them play recently, so I don't remember what their style is going to look like. You know what? I changed my mind because they got rid of Pulisic and never properly utilized him. Chelsea, you're on my bad list now because I changed my mind going into it. I'll go with Arsenal in 3rd.
That's a safe pick.
It's a safe pick. That's mainly why I'm going to go with it. And then I think that United is going to come in 4th.
Even without Harry Maguire, you think so? Their tried and true captain.
Oh boy, you can't stay young forever. I don't know if that's why he's gone, but that's what I'm gonna say. I'm more of an analytical guy. I like to watch the matches and get a feel for it. The off-season stuff, it kind of flies under my radar.
My favorite meme about Harry Maguire was that if you watch him play, it's as if he's playing in flip-flops.
Oh.
And you can never unsee it.
I will have to watch for that with whoever he's playing for now. Who's he going with now?
I'd have to let me look that up, but I think it might have been Everton maybe. Everton was thinking about going for him. But let me fact check that. Don't want to be giving our
Harry Maguire.
large batch of viewers the wrong information. Oh, West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham United, £30 million.
Well, I'm sure West Ham will finish somewhere on the table. I can guarantee it.
It'll either be 5th or it'll be 15th. That's West Ham's motto. But
that is enough for our preseason predictions for the end of the season. We won't get into. Well, maybe we'll talk about champions. We'll talk about Champions League later on when we get closer to the actual group stage for those sorts of predictions. But from here, we'll move on to our predictions for this weekend. Match day 1 coming on up tomorrow on Friday. Coming up tomorrow? No, today. These episodes come out the next day. I'll get this right. I'll get back in the flow of these things. So, starting off with City. They're starting off the first match of the season at Burnley.
Jones.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think Burnley has a shot. Don't think they got any sort of chance at this. Whether you're at Tiff Moore or not.
At one point, City had beaten Burnley by a score of 5-0 for 6 straight matches, pre-relegation. So I think their style of play is different. Mm-hmm. Vincent Kompany is their manager, so I think he's got City a little bit figured out. But I would predict a City win, maybe 4-1.
Really? They get one in on you?
I think so. I think unless we're better at defense than last year, I think that we'll probably start a little slow defensively. But
now the question is, does Haaland outscore them himself? Do you think it's a draw between Burnley and Haaland, or do you think he gets 2?
I would. The scary thing is, I don't know what would be a safer bet.
You know what?
It's for him. So
that would be an interesting one to look up.
I'm going 2.
You're gonna go 2 from Haaland? I mean,
2 from Haaland.
It's not crazy. It's not a crazy bet to take. I don't know the odds on that, but I know that betting on Haaland to score a goal is oh, I broke my pencil. Is minus money. Like you have to. You don't. It's not in plus.
You're not going to win the same amount that you bet.
No. All right. Moving on to Saturday.
Well, what was your prediction?
Oh, I picked City. I picked City. As far as score, I'll say 3-0.
3-0.
3-0. Why not? Who cares? 3-0. And City's going to win and win pretty easily. Otherwise, Pep's in a hot seat. One match.
Yeah, I mean, we should get rid of him, yeah. If he loses to Burnley.
Probably so. All right, then in the early match on Saturday, real barn burner here. Arsenal v Nottingham Forest, man. Woof. At the Emirates Stadium. Boy, I'm definitely going to wake up early for this one. I mean, it's Arsenal, right? It's Arsenal, right?
Yeah, I have a hard time picking Nottingham. I think best case they get a draw, but I would predict Arsenal. Similar Man City scoreline. I predict it. Yeah. Easy win.
Yeah, I think Arsenal takes it pretty easy. They're at their home stadium. Nottingham Forest isn't good, so we'll see if they start off as poorly as last season. I think they lost like their first 6 matches or something. It was pretty crazy. Next match at the group of 10 a.m. start times, we'll go ahead with Bournemouth and West Ham. West Ham at Bournemouth. They're at the Vitality Stadium in Bournemouth. I'll go first. I pick West Ham. A straight victory for West Ham. Bournemouth really? just lost their coach, so I think that they're going to have a little bit of organizational issues. And they're also not good. That helps things.
Yeah, I think, before they lost their coach, I probably would have gone Bournemouth. But I do think that it'll be interesting to see how West Ham cope without Declan Rice. Mm-hmm. So that's something to look for. But I think
their organization.
West Ham has a little bit more experience. So I think I'd go West Ham like 2-0.
2-0 to West Ham. All right.
Yeah.
We got to disagree here at some point. Okay. Luton Town at Brighton. BHA v Luton Town. First match for Luton Town in the Premier League at the Amex.
On the coast.
Down there in the coast, brought in them seagulls. That's not how they sound in Brighton, I bet.
Hey, we don't know.
But what you got? What you got for this? I got mine picked here.
This one to me, I think Luton will come out fighting, and I think it'll be a draw.
Guess what? I picked a draw as well. I picked the Luton Town first match, first point, coinciding.
No, I think they'll come out. The new boys on the block. I think it'll be like 2-2 or 3-3.
Really? I was gonna say like low scoring, not a very good match, but 2-2 or 3-3. That would be something to watch.
Glad we could disagree
on at least the scoreline. All right, and then we've got Everton hosting Fulham at Goodison Park in Liverpool.
Yeah, I got Fulham in this one.
Fulham straight up. All right, that is a difference. I have a draw. I think it will also be a boring draw. Maybe 1-1, maybe, but you've got Fulham straight up. All right, that's fine. That works. Now on to another one of the newly promoted teams. Your bottom team for the season, Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace.
Beaters.
Apparently it's called Bramall Lane in Sheffield.
Yeah, Bramall Lane. Yeah, it's hard to pick against Crystal Palace now that they have Roy Hodgson back. He kind of kept them alive in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. They are without one of their star wingers, Michael Olise. But I think that I would go Crystal Palace.
I also took Crystal Palace in this one. Just because Sheffield United, I'm not having them relegated. I don't think I said that, but
I don't think so.
They're not going to be great, because they're new. Like, how often do the teams that get newly promoted do very well? Infrequently, I would say, with some authority.
Yeah, I don't think that.
That would be interesting.
I think some of them start hot, some of them warm into the Premier League, but I just don't. And maybe my mind goes back to how Sheffield United played 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm not actually sure how they line up now, but if it's similar, I don't think they're going to do too hot.
I mean, you're on record saying you think they're going to get relegated bottom of the league, so
that I am on record saying that.
So saying Crystal Palace is going to beat them is not a stretch. Moving on to the primetime matchup of Newcastle hosting Aston Villa at St. James's Park.
What are your thoughts?
Aston Villa, not a great goal production last season. Newcastle, stalwart defense. I think it's probably going to be what is now a classic 1-0, 2-0 Newcastle victory.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Aston Villa 3-1.
Whoa.
I think they're going to come out hot. Unai Emery, he's going to put the pressure on.
I mean, that seems like something that could happen. I don't have much response to it. We'll see. We will see this weekend. 12:30. Aston Villa, Newcastle.
We may get into it a little later, but Aston Villa did get Youri Tielemans for free from Leicester. And he was their main guy other than James Maddison. So
we will see this weekend. Now, moving on to our Sunday matches, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Brentford hosting Spurs at the GTEC Community Stadium.
I think it's an easy victory for Tottenham. I know Harry Kane's future is up in the air, but either way, I think Tottenham 2-0.
It's Brentford. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty safe line. I'll give Brentford 1. I'll say 2-1, but I think it's like a late goal that, it's like, we gave up 1. But Brentford, I mean, you got them getting relegated, if I recall correctly, from 2 minutes ago. So,
19th.
19th. That's right.
19th.
I will definitely mark those down for us in the future. And then the barn burner for the weekend, possibly, Chelsea and Liverpool at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. What are your predictions?
For me, I think that this one is a draw to begin the season for both of them. I will say it's going to be a frustrating draw for Liverpool, that they're going to have a lot of chances but end up not being able to break through fully. 1-1.
I literally had the same prediction. I think Chelsea, they got something to prove.
Yeah,
they stunk last year, so I think they'll come out hot. Whether that helps them in the season, who knows? But I think they'll get a draw.
All right, and then wrapping up the weekend for match day 1, it's United and Wolves at Old Trafford.
This is a big one for you.
I mean, it's not really a big one. If it's not at Molineux, we don't have much of a shot, is really how it comes down.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think for essentially the same reason that I picked against Bournemouth, and also because it's Man United, I'm going to pick against my Wolves. I think United takes all 3 points out of this pretty easily, 3-1. And we'll be lucky to get the 1. I mean, if we get 1, I'll be happy, because that means we're averaging more than a goal a game, or at least a goal a game. Match.
Yeah, I think for me, this will be a 2-0 United. I think Wolves with their new manager, I think it'll be a stalemate at halftime, but I think Man U will break through in the second half.
Very likely, I'd say. Very likely that the Wolves will carry no points out of the weekend, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, that brings us to the end of match day 1. So we'll see how this all shakes out, obviously, after the weekend. Then we'll be back on Tuesday for a wrap-up of the weekend. So join us then on the YouTube. Go ahead and like and subscribe, or whatever you say for things of this sort. Any last words?
I'm just excited. I'm happy for the season to be starting. Last year it was the World Cup was great during the winter. I hope they never do it again.
Agreed.
But I think it helped the season expand a little bit further, which I like. But I've been craving the football. Been craving it, so excited to get it going.
Hopefully we get some good matches this weekend. I think Chelsea and Liverpool probably would be pretty good, but there's not a lot of fantastic matchups. Newcastle and Aston Villa might be interesting, but I don't think anything will be. I mean, everybody's just coming back, so it usually takes a little while for the season to get really into full gear. But we'll watch them as they come. All right. Well, good episode. We'll see how these predictions shake out over the course of the season and see if my Wolves can survive another season in the Premier League.
Come on, City.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. I have to figure out how to do a cool sign-off for the show.